Hey, it's Michelle from San Diego Family. Thanks for joining us. So, Claudia and her daughter Rose are actually the front cover models for our May issue of San Diego Family.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good. So nice to meet you. I'm Michelle.
Nice to meet you.
Claudia, why don't you just tell us a little bit about what you do at Loka and what your goals are?
So I'm the owner of Loka Modern Sewing Studio. We're located here in Barrio Logan. We've been here for about 2 years. We were at a different location. We were in Bakersfield for 5. And we basically do custom sewing, alterations, cosplay, costumes, and then we do sewing lessons.
So you are one of our moms who are featured in the May issue of San Diego Family for our article, Mompreneurs, Balancing Business and Being a Parent. So do you have any tips on how you do that?
You know what? In the beginning, like I felt really guilty because we opened the sewing studio during the time that my daughter was 5 months old. So it was really difficult to like have her there. And like, I was always like, hey, we don't want to have like a nanny. I mean, we can't afford a nanny, but we just couldn't do any of that kind of stuff. And so I always wanted her to be like around and for me to like actually like raise her.
It's probably kind of nice for her to see what you do and to learn. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that you learn just by watching parents, and role
Yeah.
models and things like that. So that's probably great that she can come in
Yeah.
and see you too. So I have seen your store and it is super cool. Like, how did you get inspired to create the whole vibe of what your store is about?
Um, you know, I feel like I've always like gravitated towards like really bright colors, and I really wanted to capture my energy and like how like fun and like in your face and like I love color. I've always loved color, and I really wanted to for the space to be like a reflection of like who I am and all that kind of stuff. And so um it was a little nerve-wracking in the beginning because I told my husband, hey, we should paint the building pink. And he was like, no. But he was like, so we were in the alley before this space.
Yeah.
And so we painted it like completely pink, and it was like a dragon fruit pink. And I was like, you know what? I want it to be a reflection of who I am and how fun and energetic and this and this and that. And he was like, okay, yeah. And so it was really cool to do it that color because a lot of buildings aren't that color. So I feel like that was like the whole inspiration behind like the space is keeping like that like a sense of who we are.
All right. Is your daughter in there?
You know what, funny thing is that we actually live and work in the same compound.
Yeah.
So the shop is in the front, and then there's a back house, and we actually moved in there probably in November.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it has been like the best thing because it's like I'm here, and then like maybe like 17 feet away, she's like right there.
Yeah.
So it feels really, because that was one of the things where as like a parent, like I struggled a lot where like I kept kind of like feeling super guilty about it, that I'm a horrible mom, and so I had a lot of guilt for that, and I wanted to like accommodate, like the only reason why like I do what I do is obviously for her, and for her to like see like, hey, if my mom could do anything with like such a limited like education and this and this and that, like I would do it for her so she could, I mean, I hopefully one day be inspired, but I don't know.
Definitely. I'm inspired. What are you talking about?
But kids nowadays, you're just kind of like, hey, I used to be cool. And then she's like,
Nice to check in on him.
I'm the annoying mom where I'm like, hey, and she's like,
Okay, so we know that your shop has been closed since the shelter at home is in place. What have you been doing over this period of time?
So we knew that there was going to be like some kind of like mask shortage, because we had been following the news since it all. I basically started following the news since January when it started happening in China, and I knew that it was going to get here eventually. And so one of my friends kept nagging me. Our friend, our photographer, he kept nagging me. He's like, "You should make masks. You should make masks. Just make me some." And I was like, fine, fine. And so my husband had asked me, he's like, can you just make some for our coworkers? And I was like, sure. So I made some, and they're pretty simple to make. And so I started making masks, and then I posted it on like Instagram, and I was like, if you need a mask, we have them here for free. We accept donations, but it's not a requirement. And it just blew up. To date, we've done a little bit over like 5,000 masks.
Wow, that's
Donated
amazing.
all of them. And we've had a lot of donations of like fabric. We have like a lot of like people will bring us snacks. Like, it's really awesome to see like community coming together in that sense.
Fantastic. That's super, we love when community businesses are stepping up to help each other, because we're all in this together, right? And we're
Oh,
all
for sure.
have to get through it. So we appreciate what you're doing, and
Thank you.
keep up the great work. And
And you
awesome.
know what? I'm really grateful that I could help, because my motto is busy hands are happy hands. And if I'm not working, it kind of puts me in like this weird funk. And so yeah, I mean, I just thought we should just kind of like do it and see what happens. And we got like a lot of really good response, and we're like really happy. And it's beautiful to see like community coming together like that.
Yeah, thank you so much for all that you're doing in the community. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
So I can envision that your masks are probably not normal masks.
No.
Do you have any you want to share with us? You want to show us a
You know
couple
what?
of
I think I do. Yeah. So
Awesome.
all of our fabrics are donated. We in the beginning we did have a lot of fabrics that we had that were actually donated a few months ago, and so they were all like quilting fabrics, which is 100% cotton, and they were all vintage. And
Oh,
so
really?
we went through all of that, and so now we're getting like more donations, and it's really cool because you remember all that fabric. And so I remember it, and sometimes people come back and they're like, can I get more masks? And I'm like, sure. And then I see them wearing my mask, and I'm like, oh, I remember what batch that was. And so it's really cool. But I do have so we have something like this.
Oh, wow.
Like a paint splatter. And then we obviously put the elastic. So most of the time we do put like a different contrasting fabric here, so you could always kind of like reverse it. But they're machine washable. What I do is I basically just put it in like a little container at the end of the night, and just put soap in it, and then like rinse it out. And then by the morning time, it's like nice and dry. So you don't really have to throw it in the wash machine if you don't have access to something.
So now we're going to play Getting to Know Claudia in 1 minute or less.
Awesome.
Are you ready? Which celebrity do you look most like?
I have no idea. I don't think
What's the last song you sang with your daughter?
We did Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper.
What is your go-to junk food?
I would say go-to junk food. Chips.
Give a shout out to Rose's favorite teacher.
Miss Jackson.
Fill in the blank. The best restaurant in Barrio Logan is?
Barrio Dog.
So last question, true or false, you participated in a TikTok dance in the last 3 days?
False. Not cool enough.
All right, boom, that's it. That's
Awesome.
Getting to Know Claudia.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Claudia, for being here. You can read more about Claudia at So Loka in the San Diego Family May issue, which is coming out May 1st. And to find out more about her business, check out soloka.com.
Yay!
Thanks, Claudia, for being part of our family. That's it for now. I'm Michelle with San Diego Family. Visit our website at sandiegofamily.com to read more interesting articles helping you be a parent. We're all in this together.